what's kind of the story that you got close?
So I don't know if Heather recalls it the same way I do, but we both were, but I was like, we both were presenters for educators to educators, and we were both doing it. And I am tech stupid. Like I am horrible. And so actually I hit Heather up and was like, hey, I need help. And we started talking because we were both presenters and that I was horrible. And she had to help me out way too much with all the tech stuff. And that's literally, I think, how our friendship blossomed was because I had to talk to her like every day for tech help. And we just realized we had so much in common and we kind of had really similar goals, like moving forward in our businesses and stuff. And so we really connected on that platform. And we just like realized like we are really good friends and we talk every single day. I'm not kidding. I probably talk to her as much as I talk to my husband. And yeah, we've never met in person. Probably we were going to, but COVID this year and stuff. But yeah, Heather, is that kind of the gist?
I would call it more of an accountability partner.
Yes.
I think we leaned on each other a lot because it was our first time presenting at a conference. So I think I would take some information from her and be like, okay, are you using a PowerPoint? Are you not using a PowerPoint? Are you just going to talk in front of a camera? And we would kind of bounce ideas off of each other. So I would call it more an accountability partner. It was a mutual relationship for sure that started. But then, yeah, I would agree. Our businesses were very similar starting points. She was starting to make a website. I was starting to make a website. And we went through building our websites together and all of that. So I was more of the tech savvy one because my husband works in information technology. So he was always, I know how to do this. We'll quickly do that. And then I would go and tell Lauren. We always joke that, I mean, at least in my household, I always joke that what I would do or what I would get, Lauren would get. So I got a spin bike. So now Lauren got a spin bike. So I think that's just traveled through our friendship is, got to keep up with the Joneses, I guess.
Yeah.
Keep up with each other.
And I can say, at least from our perspective, and Will, you can kind of attest to this, the difference between the in-person presentation versus the virtual presentation it's so different. And granted, now that we've been virtually teaching and we've done a half a dozen of those virtual presentations, but I remember our first couple, Will, we just talked to the camera. We didn't have we didn't have a PowerPoint. We were just like, we'll do it just like we do our podcast and see what happens. But then you see and I think the difficult part, especially with the virtual presentation, is not judging your presentation on some of the other people that are super tech savvy, that are doing that, because it's really, I mean, and I know from having watched both of your sessions, they're super good, and it's so easy to lose focus of the content you're presenting and get lost in I have to make it look a certain way and have these transitions. So
and I think that's one of the worst mistakes I made. Before my actual presentation, I set in on other people's session. And so you get that kind of oh, wow, mine sucks so bad. And then the next time I was like, hey, let's do a PowerPoint. Let's kind of click through the slides and go through, or, let's add a video in here. Let's add this. And so you get, I think that's the beautiful thing about presenting, is that when you present and you attend, you gain so much that enhances you. So you're not just a regular participant, you're enhancing your presenting skills, also your craft for when you go back into the classroom. So you kind of get it on both sides. So